Hello, dear Gemini. This is Anastasia for Amira Salon's channel, and I'm here today for your June 2018 January reading. I'm going to use two decks of cards today, and the first will be Lenormand Oracle deck, and the second deck is by Doreen Virtue Archangel Gabriel Oracle cards. And I think the logic behind using Archangel Gabriel's deck is that the Sun is in Gemini, and we know that the Gemini is the sign of air element, and particularly Gemini are the messengers. They like to be messengers. They like to exchange information and be in many places at once and collect information, talk about it. And also we know that Archangel Gabriel is a patron archangel of those who are using words, who are, you know, exchanging also information or collecting information. And we talk about professions such as teachers, writers, journalists, anchormen, TV stations, creative people who are using creative way to express their identity. So let's begin. I already shuffled the cards, and I would like to use these cards that are on top. And the first card is birds. Oh, sorry, I'm not using cards in reverse. Then we have a bouquet of flowers, and then we have a ring. So immediately looking at these cards, I can feel that someone who is watching, they are either in the midst of preparation for a wedding, or they are people who are preparing wedding for somebody else, like maybe you're a parent of a child who is getting married, or you are a person who is talking about the wedding or planning wedding, because um, the bird's card talks about two people building a nest. And of course, it talks about any engagement, any plans to start a family. And because we see here also flowers, particularly arranged in such a beautiful way, and a ring, we immediately can create this vision of preparation for a wedding. And birds also stand for a lot of hassle, a lot of chattering, a lot of planning. Like we can see these birds, they are collecting these pieces of little twigs from branches and leaves, and it's a hard work, but we can feel the energy, very positive energy of building something new, of starting a family, of when two people become they're involved in creating one new household. So all of these energies are coming from this card. Also, I would say for the Gemini who are literally preparing for their wedding, you can be quite stressed with a lot of different emotions and advice coming from different resources. And sometimes people will say, no, it should be done this way, or no, somebody will say, no, it should be done that way. So it's a lot of planning, organization, and maybe even arguments about how to do it in the best way. So you can be quite stressed at this point, because birds card usually stand for this kind of hassle or preparation, organization. A lot of people are involved. You have to write invitations, you have to think about food, all these arrangements. So it's a busy time. June will be busy time for Gemini who are preparing for some kind of celebration. If you're not the Gemini who are preparing for celebration, or it's not about wedding, it could be business, a workplace situation when you are responsible for some kind of a forum or a meeting, or you're in charge of a very important event. And also you will be selecting right people, for this kind of event. You will be sending invitations, you will be chatting, sending messages back and forth, texting each other. So you will be not by yourself, but you will be maybe in charge, or you will be responsible for some very important part of this event. Again, a lot of ideas coming, a lot of discussions, a lot, maybe sometimes arguments and conflicts, and a lot of noise. Like what I pick up from the energy that I'm picking up from this card is a lot of noise. Like people are talking, they're discussing something, they can be not agreeing about something, but then finally they will build something beautiful out of their activity. The second card, like I said, it's a bouquet of flowers, usually shows a very positive energy of something, light, how to say, beautiful. Again, it's about some, maybe you will be visiting, some Gemini will be visiting people who they really would like to see for a long time, and they will be giving them some kind of gifts, or there will be some kind of arrangement. I see some Gemini people who are meeting with the colleagues or friends from the past, and they will be sharing very beautiful moments somewhere at the open space, at the cafeteria or restaurant, and there will be flowers, like arrangements of flowers, when they are having their conversation or they have their meeting. So very beautiful, nice, maybe evening or even morning, like maybe brunch. So you will be, again, for some reason, I really feel that this card shows communication with friends or colleagues. It could be also romance, but not to the extent of, like someone who is deep in love. But people are just kind of probing each other or testing each other. And maybe it's a blind date for some of you who are watching. Or maybe it will be just one of those dates when you're still friends. You're thinking about romance, but you're kind of maybe are shy, or you don't have enough information about each other. So it's one of those dates when everything is so unclear, but something beautiful is there in the air for both of you. So very beautiful card. It can also show that for some of you there will be very unexpected support from the person who maybe you didn't even rely on, but all of a sudden they will show you some beautiful gesture of support, or even you present, or there could be some kind of raise at work that you were not prepared for, but your boss will say, look, I noticed that you worked hard for maybe even preparing for this event that we were talking about before, and here is some honorarium to appreciate or recognize your efforts. So there will be something really beautiful coming on in June. And June is also a month of flowers and blossom, and therefore maybe it's also the card for some of you who are too much involved in work, or are too busy with something related to, again, to your social life. So this card is a reminder. Can you please stop for a moment and just breathe in the air full of fragrance coming from flowers and blossom. Look up at the sky, see how beautiful summer is, and even if at your place, summer is maybe rainy, or it's not that beautiful, or you're living in the area where um, there is still kind of cold weather. Think about that there will be time in the year that flowers will blossom, and something beautiful will come to your life, no matter how hard it could be for you at this moment. I also feel that for people who are too much, I hate to say, obsessed with their financial troubles, or maybe, let's say, burdened by some problems with money. This is also a reminder that, even at difficult times, if you are not so much focused on what troubles you, the trouble will go away sooner. focus on something positive. First, create this space for positive impressions about the world and your place in it, and then all pieces of puzzle will come into their place for you. And particularly in June, I would say in mid after mid June, for people who are experiencing financial troubles, you will get a raise, or you will get the money that you wanted, or you will kind of sort out your financial problems, maybe with the support of your friends or colleagues, or maybe you will get a loan that you were thinking about. So whatever is the trouble that you are kind of bogged down right now, by mid-June or after mid-June, you will feel how to solve this problem. Very interesting. And it would be unexpected. It will be some kind of a nice gesture, maybe even from a stranger, and it will change the difficult situation. For a lot of improvement will be there. Very beautiful card. If we look at this card, the first thing, like I said, that comes to our mind is wedding again, and it can relate to the same situation in the beginning of June that we already talked about. But also, this card can talk about not only two people becoming a family, and most likely, in most literal sense, that could be for many of you who are watching it, particularly by the end of June, but it's also a card of new beginning for people who wanted to sign a contract and they want to make a commitment. So there will be some kind of maybe professional situation, or if you were looking for a job, most likely there will be a couple of offerings and offers, and most likely you will sign a contract. But this card, although it looks very bright, and Rin is usually about commitment, is about energy of support, of mutual, how to say, understanding and agreement. It can also show a couple of not very positive things. And the first thing is that something that what was bothering you can go in circles. So for people, particularly, I'm picking up for people who are having trouble in romantic partnership, you are kind of picking up the same type of a guy or the same type of a girl. And that's why when you try to change the pattern of your romantic endeavors, you still have the same kind of a person that will not be quite the right person for you. That's what I'm picking up. And because it goes in circles, you have to break the circle by identifying exactly what is bothering you, what is it, what you're attracted to that is not very good for you. Because I noticed that sometimes people are having very similar problems with their romantic partners, not because they have some specific like problems, or they're not good for partnership, but because unconsciously they keep attracting the same type of a person who will be again in some way detrimental to the union. You know what I mean? To the union of two people, to the romance, to partnership. So please watch for exactly like you have to kind of identify what is bogging you down, what is not bringing you the right partner, or maybe you are repeating the same old mistake that you did before, and unfortunately very often we exactly know that we should not do something, but we keep on doing that for I don't know for what reason. Maybe because it's just easier to use the same way of dealing with people, or maybe it's because you're not sure how to change the pattern. So this will be a very good idea for the Gemini who are thinking about changing something, bringing some change in their partnership particularly, or their workplace situation. They really have to break up this circle of repeated mistake that they keep on doing. Also make sure that you are not under too big of a control from your romantic partner. I also picking up for some of you who are watching that there will be some kind of troublesome partnership when you're too much under control of another person. And again, this commitment for you is kind of you are running in this circle and you don't know how to get out of it, and you feel very bothered, but at the same time you keep on running. Like what I'm just visualizing right now, somebody is like in a squirrel in the wheel, running in the wheel. And on the one hand, the squirrel enjoys this. On the other hand, it is bothered by that. It's exhausting, and there is no way out. It's very boring. So make sure that you are kind of sorting out the partnership that is, you know, boring for you, or it's not for your advantage. So it's harmful. That's what I'm picking up for some of you who are watching. But on the whole, the ring card is very positive in terms of if you are looking for a relationship, if you're planning a wedding, for sure it's a very good sign. It's commitment, it's support, it's love, it's responsibility. So most likely you will get what you want, and your partner, or one of the cards is already just jumping, your partner will be very, very committed to you, very loyal, very beautiful in this particular scenario. Okay, one of the cards already from Archangel Gabriel. Yeah, this is very interesting. Already jumped out of the deck, and you saw it. It was, I didn't plan it. I wanted to shuffle longer. But I think what happens, because I was talking about a bothersome partnership, when you can be bothered by um, detrimental partnership, particularly if you are under control over dominating partner. Look at what Archangel Gabriel is trying to let you know. Allow yourself to receive. Open your arms to welcome the blessings and answered prayers that God is sending to you. I think it relates to people who are givers more than receivers. So when you are given, and given, you may enjoy that, because many Gemini, they are givers because they really would like not only to deal with information, but they also, sorry, I just want to stop the call from okay, the reading of the phone. Yeah, so interestingly, when I'm doing the reading for people who book the readings, personal readings, and when the telephone rings, it's usually like double message. Wake up! It's a wake up call. Allow yourself to receive. Don't be only a giver, because we need a balance between giving and receiving. Otherwise, we will be all the time either abused by people who are more powerful, or who see that they have influence over you, or who see their power over you. And you really have to respect your own feelings and your own role in any partnership. And so I think this message from Archangel Gabriel refers particularly to the situation that I just described, for people who are going in a circle of control in relationship, when you don't have enough freedom. So think about that. Maybe the end of June particularly will be a good time for you to sort out this problem. So on the whole, it's a very positive, I feel very positive energy coming from this card, and I wish all Gemini all the best in June. And yes, I thank you very much for watching. Until next time. Bye bye.